Alright, so I'm going to talk over this lift and I'm going to explain why I changed my split, but you can see all the movements that I do. Again, one set of everything is shown, but I do two sets and sometimes one set on everything and pushing close or to failure on all of my movements. So the reason that I changed my split kind of has to start that conversation with why I did the split prior to this one. And before this, I was running a chest biceps, back triceps, leg, and then shoulders and arms split. And the reason that I started doing that is because I definitely have larger legs than upper body in comparison to just kind of like everything. I have a longer torso and shorter legs, so that plays a role, but also just genetically, I've usually had larger legs than upper body ever since I was younger, so I wanted to run a split that was going to help with upper body growth. And if you were to look at the split that I was running, 3 days were focused on upper body and one was on lower body. So I was definitely increasing my frequency on upper body and not as much on lower body. And that definitely led to growth in my upper body. I was seeing pretty good results, especially in my arms, which was a weak point for me, and I definitely want to work on those. So I've been happy with the progress that I've made with that. But now I definitely want to go back to more of a 1-to-1 ratio of upper body to lower body. And for some people, they'll say, oh, well, there's more muscles in your upper body that you train than your lower body. And while that is true, your lower body is going to be incredibly taxing when you train it, just harder to recover from usually. Even if you do like heavy back movements like I'm doing right here, oftentimes your legs are going to recover slower than your upper body would. And so you can kind of put more into an upper body workout altogether because it's less systemically taxing than something like a heavy compound leg movement where even, a couple sets of those, you're really going to be gassed compared to something like, again, an upper body movement. Now, this isn't to say that you shouldn't split your upper body days into multiple upper body days. I just personally think that a 1-to-1 ratio is going to work good for me right now, as the frequency is going to be a little bit higher for training all muscle groups. So, for me, what that's going to look like is often upper, lower, rest. However, it might turn into upper, lower, rest. It really just comes down to how I'm recovering, and that's really person to person, and you can't really just judge it, off of what you see on a template, as each week that's going to change in how hard you can push yourself, just depending on how much recovery you can do in terms of mitigating fatigue and then getting rid of it. Now, what are my thoughts on the split that I ran prior to this? I think it was super good. Again, like I said, I got a lot of upper body growth, and I'm pretty happy with that. So if you're someone who is like me and you definitely had larger legs than you did upper body, and you want to bring up your upper body, I would 100% recommend doing what I did. Again, it was kind of like a variation of a push-pull legs, but I put my own twist on it, adding in a 4th day, and then switching out the push day from being with chest and triceps, and I switched that to be chest, shoulders, biceps. So if you wanted to run something like that, you can message me for coaching and I'll send you the template that I ran. Otherwise, the one-on-one coaching, I can build a split for you, custom to you, that would meet your needs and what you're looking for. And then in terms of upper-lower, I can't really speak on it too much because I haven't really run it for that long. I can't say if I, hate it or love it. It might be in a couple weeks here, I'm like, I'm done with this, I want to go to something else, who knows. But I'm hopeful that I'm going to run this for quite a while, and I think that I will be able to. It's going to allow for a little bit more rest days in between, which I can use as active recovery, like doing things like cardio. And so I think that it'll be beneficial. But yeah, if you have any more questions about it, message me or just comment down below. Peace.